Okay, hello everyone. I'm Colonel CP Singh, the director at C3 Services. So we are about to get a brief insight into armed forces as a career option. So there's been a lot of query generation from the environment wherein people have been asking that please give us an insight into what armed forces careers is all about, how to enter armed forces as an officer, and what all things to look forward to. सो जनरली क्या होता है कि बच्चों में ये क्लैरिटी नहीं होती, दे डोंट हैव अ मीन्स टू इंटरेक्ट एंड फाइंड आउट कि आर्म्ड फोर्सेज में हमारे लेवल पे क्या क्या करियर ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल हैं. सो दिस इज जस्ट एन इंट्रोडक्टरी वीडियो टू गिव यू अ बेसिक ओवरव्यू अबाउट द वेरियस लेवल्स एट विच यू कैन गेट इन टू द आर्म्ड फोर्सेज. इसके बाद अगर एनीथिंग एल्स इज रिक्वायर्ड, वी आर ऑलवेज अवेलेबल, कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर्स विल बी शेयर्ड विद यू एंड यू कैन गेट इन टच विद अस फॉर एनी स्पेसिफिक क्वेरी. सो दिस presentation is basically to give you a general outlook about how and which all options are available for you to get into the armed forces. So let's see the study and career options which are available to a student the moment you enter say 10th onwards. So there are various options which are available to you. इन options का ज्ञान आपको कई बार friend से मिलता है, कई बार teacher से मिलता है, कई बार कोई relative से मिलता है, कई बार somebody who gets recommended from your neighborhood, he comes and tells you. So all these things are basically, coming from various sources which may be authentic, may not be authentic. So हमारे अंदर because of all these things, there are some doubts which are created कि भाई ये चीज़ ठीक बता रहा है, नहीं बता रहा. So we will give you a very clear insight. I have been an assessor for 4.5 years at SSB Allahabad. So we'll give you a very clear picture about everything. Okay. So every child, as you know, has got a dream. You got a dream. Dream में क्या है? जब 11th में जाते हो नींद भी ज़्यादा आती है, ड्रीम्स भी ज़्यादा आते हैं automatically. Okay. So all those dreams further go and coincide into whether they are as per your aspirations, as your aims or no. So these dreams which start accumulating in 11th, 12th onwards may result in certain professions. So in between there are certain pulls, pressures, all those things which keep on coming on a child. कभी पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं भाई तू यहाँ पे जा, तू फौज में जा, तू IAS ऑफिसर बन, तू यहाँ पे मर्चेंट नेवी में जा. सो ऑल दीज प्रेशर्स, पुल्स, प्रेशर. फिर कोई फ्रेंड होगा वो आपको उठा के बोलेगा चल यार मैं तो इस कॉलेज का फॉर्म भर रहा हूँ, प्लीज़ फिल दिस फॉर्म. सो देर आर ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ पुल्स एंड प्रेशर विच स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन यू व्हेन यू रीच द लेवल ऑफ +1 एंड +2. तो उस टाइम एट टाइम्स यू रियलाइज दीज प्रेशर्स, एट टाइम्स आप रियलाइज नहीं करते हो और ये +1 +2 के 2 साल उड़ जाते हैं. So these are the pulls, pressures and influences which all of you are experiencing as of now. So with these pulls and pressure as we have discussed, end result क्या है? आप एक confused state of mind में हो क्योंकि inputs बहुत ज़्यादा हैं और उनको analyze करके एक thorough output mechanism हमारे पास नहीं है. So this is where actual knowledge and job profile of a mentor comes in. The mentor is supposed to tell you as per your aptitude which is the right career option which you must opt for. अगर आपका mental aptitude एक lawyer का, एक डॉक्टर का या एक engineer का है and if you are thinking कि नहीं उरी पिक्चर देख के मैंने फौजी वर्दी पहननी है और फौज में जाना है तो फौज में आके आपको धक्के ही लगेंगे. So we are here to tell you as per your aptitude whether which is the right career option for you, and if armed forces is the right option then we can go ahead and pursue our career in that. Okay. So as we have discussed various career options, so what a person can become in life, you may be employed maybe with a government firm or with a private enterprise. You may be an entrepreneur, you are running your own firm like me and then giving employment to other people, or you might be an investor. You have invested something in real estate or in stocks or in exchanges, anywhere, and you are earning from that capital investment. Or you might be self-employed. You have given your employment business to the other people and the environment is generating the job opportunities for you. So either of these choices guide you for your higher study options which you opt after your school, that is after +1 and +2. क्योंकि पहला step जो 10th के बाद है to opt for the right subjects, that is most important. अगर आप PCM opt कर लेते हो तो obviously the medical stream is out of question. अगर आप PCB opt कर लेते हो तो obviously the engineering side becomes out of question. So you have to be very, very careful in taking this important step after 10th. That is where we are giving you a broad overview as per your aptitude. Please opt for the right subject. It is not necessary कि जो 10th में 10 CGPA या 95 and above बच्चे लेके आते हैं, they necessarily must become an engineer or doctor. Why not go into humanities? Why not opt for commerce? There are ample opportunities in hotel management. There are ample opportunities which are offered in other streams. So why is it degrading for us to think कि मेरे 90% 95% 10th में आए हैं और मैं humanities नहीं ले सकता या ले सकती? Why? So please don't get embroiled into all these things. Go with a clear mindset. As per your aptitude, opt for the correct subjects so that we can home on to what you actually want in your life. You should be working for that. Okay, so if you choose to be employed, what are the options available to you? So employment options are, you may be in a government job, like most of us who are here, we have been employed by the government. I served in the army for around 25 odd years. So all those people who get a government job, they get employed. In the public sector, other government companies, corporate or private sector, you may be employed by a private firm or you may opt for a foreign job. So all these opportunities are available to you, and thereafter the fields in each of these are also different. So which are the fields which you can choose? The options for employment in this are civil services, bankers, lawyers, educationists, doctors, engineers, scientists, researchers, or you may become an engineer. Or if you desire, you may choose to opt for the Indian Armed Forces, which is a very prudent option. Believe me, आजकल की date में, आजकल की environment में, it is the only job in the Indian sector which gives you a pensionable service. Otherwise, pension is not available anywhere else, either in government jobs or in private sector, for the entire Indian job industry. So with so many career options, why should you be the person to join the armed forces? That should be the pertinent question which should come in your mind. Why should I join the armed forces? If that is the question which you want to be answered, then let's see which are the parameters which you should weigh out before you eventually decide that yes, I want to opt for armed forces as a career. Okay. So why does armed forces become an attractive career option? Let's see the various things. Firstly, it is a purely merit-based selection. What is merit-based selection? Yes, we often keep on hearing कि यहाँ पे सिफारिश चलती है, यहाँ पे पैसा चलता है, यहाँ पे वो चलता है. Believe me, I've been an assessor myself. I am totally from a civil background when I joined the armed forces. Right now also, about 4 years back, I have been into the assessment system. Believe me, it is one of the most fairest systems available in the country. Yes, obviously because human element is there, ये rumors time पे उड़ते रहेंगे, but they have got no basis. So don't get dragged into somebody who is telling you कि ये मेरे को इतना पैसा दे दो, मैं आपको फौज में भर्ती करा दूंगा. Please don't go for it. Believe in your capabilities. Believe that your capabilities will pull you through. I am vindicative of that statement that anybody who's got that capability will definitely sail through. बहुत बच्चे हैं, आप हमारी साइट पे जाइए, चेक कीजिए रिव्यूज़, यू विल कम टू नो दैट पीपल फ्रॉम वेरी हम्बल बैकग्राउंड्स हैव मेड इट टू ऑफिसर्स इन द आर्म फोर्सेस. देयर इज मल्टीपल एंट्री स्ट्रीम्स. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ इंजीनियर्स जा सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है सिर्फ डॉक्टर्स जा सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है सिर्फ एजुकेशनिस्ट जा सकते हैं. एम्पल स्ट्रीम्स अक्रॉस द प्लेथोरा ऑफ स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ specializations available. You can become an armed forces officer. So whether you have still gone into that career option, professional option or not, irrespective, आप +2 के बाद भी join कर सकते हैं and then take a measured call after you are a graduate कि which stream you want to join in the armed forces. So it is spread across multiple streams. On the job specialization, as I told you, +2 के बाद आप चले जाते हैं. सपोज आपका एप्टीट्यूड इंजीनियरिंग साइड, टेक्नीशियन साइड पाया जाता है, यहाँ पाया जाता है कि आप एक अच्छे सबमरीनर बन सकते हैं, या पाया जाता है कि आप एक अच्छे पायलट बन सकते हैं. अकॉर्डिंगली यू विल बी ट्रेन्ड ऑन द जॉब. दिस ट्रेनिंग इज ऑन द जॉब मीन्स कि यू आर बीइंग पेड एज एन ऑफिसर प्लस यू आर बीइंग ट्रेन्ड इन योर प्रोफेशनल जॉब. Then there is a job security, as we have already discussed. The job security means that you don't have to worry about anything. Your family, your dependents, all are taken care of whether you are alive or not. So Indian Army Armed Forces gives you adequate opportunities to make sure that you concentrate on the job which you are meant to do. Remaining everything is taken care of, right from your rations to your living, to your clothing, to your dependents. Then there are family benefits, as I have already spoken. Your family lives the life of a status officer and they enjoy all the perks and privileges which you are being offered. There is a social status. Once you move around in the social society, interact with the environment, as an officer, you are a grade 1 gazetted officer. Obviously, the manner in which you interact that will enforce that this person means business. Then the pension after service, as I already told, and that takes care of all your basic needs till the time you are alive. Okay, this is just a glimpse of the various activities which as an armed forces aspirant you must dream about. Obviously, hard work is a basic thing. Then you have a good place to live. Professionally, you are trained enough. In endurance activities, you have a good lifestyle to support. Traditions of the armed forces make sure that you live quality life. There is a respect in the society for an armed forces officer, which everybody vies for. Adequate training facilities are available. You are never short of the state-of-art equipment. Adventure activities, somebody who wants to pursue any adventure activities, right from paragliding till parasailing or anything, it is available. There is a team spirit which is inculcated because you are always working as the member of a team. So that team spirit is always ingrained in all armed forces aspirants. Then that social status which everybody vies for, everybody looks up towards you as a disciplined part of the society. Okay. Then often this question comes to our mind that is the life in armed forces risky? Because आपने देखा होगा कि जैसे ही आप पेरेंट्स को, बड़ों को बताते हो कि मैं डिसाइड किया कि आर्मी ज्वाइन करना है या एयरफोर्स ज्वाइन करना है, तो कई बार बोला जाता है कि भाई नहीं नहीं बहुत रिस्की जॉब है, वहाँ नहीं जाना है. सो माई ओनली काउंटर क्वेश्चन टू ऑल दीज क्वेरीज इज विच पोर्शन ऑफ योर लाइफ इज नॉट रिस्की? Can you guarantee me that the moment you step out of your house, something is not going to fall on your head and you're not going to collapse? Can you guarantee me the moment you step outside the road in your lane, somebody is not going to mow you down? Nobody can guarantee this. So is it that because of this inherent, social upbuilding which is being made in our society कि नहीं armed forces की job एक बहुत risky job है, यहाँ पे नहीं जाना चाहिए? So let us dwell on this aspect a little more and see some details which will perhaps open our viewpoint to this aspect. According to a survey from the World Health Organization, each year road traffic injuries take away the lives of 1.2 million men, women and children around the globe and injure many more. India accounts for about 10% of the road accidents, fatalities worldwide. So इसका 10% इंडिया में हो रहा है हर साल. The statistics are mind-boggling with an average mortality rate of 1 lakh persons dying in road accidents every year. Okay? Annual death rate in India in road accidents alone is 10 times more than the total soldiers killed in all the wars India has fought. Annual rate, जो annual 1 लाख इंसान हमारे रोड एक्सीडेंट्स में हर साल मरते हैं, वो भी हमारे जितने सोल्जर आज तक शहीद हुए हैं पूरे वॉर्स में इन ऑल द ऑपरेशंस, दैट इज मोर देन दैट. सो प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, लेट्स नॉट गेट स्वेड बाय ऑल दीज थिंग्स के आर्म्ड फोर्सेस इज रिस्की एंड ऑल दोज थिंग्स. इट गिव्स यू द क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ एंड इवन इफ you are to become a martyr, I don't think it is anything better than to be a martyr for your country rather than dying on a roadside. So let's leave all these things aside and go for the kill. Okay. So these are, let's just see the figures and you will be able to analyze all these operations. तभी भी 1 लाख नहीं हो रहा है. Okay. And हमारे रोड एक्सीडेंट्स में भारत में हर साल 1 लाख इंसान मरता है. Okay, so what is the role of armed forces in the Indian context? Let's have a look at that. It is to ensure the national territorial integrity against external and internal aggression or threat. To assist the government in times of internal disorder if called upon. Finally, एक normal civilian के लिए armed forces is the last bastion. कोई terrorist आ गया, armed forces बुला लो. कोई बच्चा बोरवेल में गिर गया, सिविल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन फेल हो गई, आर्मी बुला लो. मुंबई में पिछले साल पुल गिर गए थे बारिशों की वजह से, वो खड़े नहीं हो पा रहे, आर्मी को बुला लो, आर्मी वो भी. सो वी आर द लास्ट बेस्टियन. जब सब फेल हो जाएगा तो आर्मी बुला ली जाती है. सो दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड बी एमिंग टू डू टू असिस्ट द सिविल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इन टाइम्स ऑफ नेचुरल कैलेमिटीज व्हेन कॉल्ड अपॉन. फ्लड्स, natural disasters, army is always on the forefront, air force always puts up the operations. So this is the command structure of the Indian armed forces. If you go over it with the president, His Excellency Shri Ramnath Kovind, who will be the Supreme Commander of all the three armed forces. Then we have a new appointment created as the Chief of Defence Staff, CDS. General Bipin Rawat is the first CDS which has been nominated. Thereafter, we have the three service chiefs under him with Admiral Karambir, General MM Naravne and Air Chief Marshal RKS Bhadoria. So these are the three air chiefs, and thereafter we have the various command structures which are available. So Navy has got these three commands, Army has got these six commands, and then Air Force has got these commands. And there is one Tri-Services Command, which is the Andaman and Nicobar Command. Okay, so this is the Army Tri-Services Command, Andaman and Nicobar Command, which is there, which we have spoken, and remaining things. So this is a broad layout about the organization and structure of the Indian Armed Forces. Please have a basic understanding about it. These are the ranks, corresponding ranks of all three services, starting with the Army, Navy, Air Force. So you can see, you start off with a lieutenant in the Army, corresponding sub-lieutenant in the Navy, and in the Air Force you are called as a flying officer. Accordingly, you progress. Certain ranks are time bound, certain ranks are given with the help of your promotional aspects which take into consideration all your professional activities, and thereafter boards are there to vet it and put you into the next rank. The broad setup in the armed forces is basically comprised of the fighting elements and the support elements along with the services. So we'll just see what all are the opportunities available to us in the various branches of the Indian Army. So arms, as you know, are these: Armored Corps, Artillery, and then the support arms: Engineers, Signal, Infantry and Mechanized Infantry. So these are the support arms. Then the services are there, starting with the ASC, Ordnance Corps, EME, AMC, RVC, Military Farms, JAG Branch, Corps of Military Police, Army Education. Out of this, for boys, all arms, support arms and services are open for entry, but for girls in the army right now, fighting arms are not open. Girls cannot join the infantry, armored or artillery. Girls can join technical arms like engineers, signals, or army air defense. Okay, that is also one arm, support arm which they can join. Then the services, all services are open for girls. In the Navy, we have the executive branch, logistics branch, engineering branch, electrical and the education branch. Again, the executive branch is right now not open for the girls, otherwise all these branches are open for boys and girls both. Then in the Indian Air Force, we have the flying branch, the technical branch and the ground duty branch. Air Force has opened up all its branches for boys and girls alike. So there is no dearth of opportunities in the Indian Air Force for girls also. So life is not eternal, as it has been brought out by this wordings of Tipu Sultan. It is better to live like a lion even if you live for 4 days than living like a sheep for 100 years. So it is you who's going to decide how your life is going to shape up to make sure that you live the life which actually you are remembered even after you are not there. So to every man upon this earth, death cometh soon or late. And how can man die better than facing the fearful odds for the ashes of his fathers and the temples of his gods? Remember all these things. These are just to get you ingrained, get you focused. And then there is a war memorial at Kohima which has a very beautiful epitaph which is read on it. When you go home, tell them of us and say that for tomorrow we gave our today. This was in memory of the Commonwealth forces which served in Burma just before our independence. So that is the glory for which the Indian Army, Indian Armed Forces live for. So what is an officer's motto? This is enshrined in the Chetwood building at IMA. Before you pass out, you always go through it. So the safety, honor and welfare of your country comes first, always and every time. The honor, welfare and comfort of the men you command comes next. Your own ease, comfort and safety comes last, always and every time. So that is the Chetwood motto. So which is enshrined on the IMA, and everybody who's passing out as an officer is supposed to read it and imbibe by it throughout the life. So this is what we stand for. Okay. Now armed forces are meant for whom? General question asked is, भाई कैसे पता चलेगा कि I am designed for this kind of a job or no? So armed forces are meant for those who are adventurous, who are daring, who are confident, considerate, cooperative, responsible, knowledgeable, truthful, determined, lively and selfless. These are the qualities which, if you feel that you possess, armed forces is the thing for you. Not for, ये भी देख लो, for bookworms, जिसको सिर्फ किताबों में घुस के काम करने का शौक है, not meant for armed forces. Okay, weak-hearted, office or chair loving, not required. Self-centered, cunning, liars, know-alls. There are ample opportunities outside. Please go and address them. Don't come to the armed forces. You will not find people like this. So, if you have any more queries, firstly, don't believe on the hearsay which revolves around in the environment. Go to authentic sites. These are 3 authentic sites which are operated by the Ministry of Defence. Please go to these sites and get all your queries addressed. Register in case you want. It will give you the options which are available for you. Otherwise, we are always there. You have the address and the phone numbers available. Please contact us. We will try and clarify whatever your doubts are. And these are the sites which you must home on to for any authentication of any information regarding your entrance exams, regarding your results, regarding the methodology. Everything is available here. So please go to these 3 sites only. So if you want to join the armed forces and if you want to be very sure that it is the right option, ask yourself this question. Do you have it in you? If you are adventurous, daring, sports loving, confident, all these qualities which we discussed, then if you have it in you, then this cap will definitely fit you. Okay. So here we are coming to the end of this broad overview about the armed forces. In case you have any further queries, we are always there. Please approach us, and it will be our endeavor to make sure that you get the correct information in the correct perspective and we can guide you properly. Thank you so much.